Welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to check in with where I left you off in the last video program. And in the last video, I kind of left you where I had a few problems. And rather than solve them on camera, I went ahead and did them off camera. And I'll go over what I discovered. So in the last video, I had really big margins, and I had gone over to my content and looked at my spacing, and it was supposed to have a first line indent of 1/4 of an inch. And I was seeing, maybe 3/4 of an inch, and all of my settings appeared to be correct. So I had to look outside of the program here, the styles, to find the answer. And so what I discovered was that my original document, let me see if I can pull up. Okay, this is what my original document kind of looked like. These were indented, which they're not showing here, but basically I had used a tab, which is not showing. Anyway, I had used a tab to show my paragraphic indents. And when I transferred this file over, when I placed it in Affinity Publisher, that tab information was embedded, and I couldn't remove it from this side. So what I did was I went back to, as you can see here, and I went to my, let's see if we can find it here for you. I went to the tab dialog, which I'm looking now. I don't remember where I found it. On your, if you're using Microsoft Word, there should be a little button right here where my arrow is, and when you click on that, it takes you to tabs. And when you go to tabs, let's see if it's showing tabs in the dialog box. I can't remember. I found it, but I had to go searching around, just like I just showed you here. So you want to go to your first set here, your home tabs, and underneath this paragraph symbol, you're going to see a little button. You're going to click on that. It'll take you to a window, and in that window on the bottom left side is a tabs dialog button, and you'll click on that and you'll remove your tabs. So I removed my tabs from this document, and as you see, it has left my paragraphs with this extra space in here. I left that, and then I imported it back into Affinity. Let's click out of that. I went back into Affinity, so I placed a new document. So all I did here was I went to select all, which is up here at your select button, select all, and I clicked on that and I deleted using my delete key on my keyboard. And then I placed the new version here. And then I applied my content and everything worked. So I wanted to walk you through how to get there if you're having a similar problem. Word has a consistent problem with several other programs with hiding its formatting and not, showing you where the issues are. And even when I went to, how did I pull that one up? Even when I went to, let me pull it again, this document, and I made every attempt to remove any extraneous formatting, Word is still going to impose stuff in there. And it's just part of how this program is built. And so when you're transferring Word out to another program, you should expect to have some transfer problems. And I did expect it. I had found a similar problem in the past with another program. It was very similar to this. And so I remembered having to do that. But I wanted to let you know that sometimes all of your styling can't fix what has been imported. And I'm not sure why the imported information is considered more important than what you're trying to apply here, but it is. So I also went back and I changed the fonts because I didn't like the way they were looking on the last one. I did get my spacing. That worked out correctly based on my my style setting. And as you can see, I removed the header and the footer on this page 1, because in most of your hardcover books, the first page of your chapters, for sure the header is gone, and quite often the page number is gone as well. And in Affinity Publisher, you simply highlight it and delete it. And it takes it out of just one page. As you can see, I still have my headers and my footers in the following pages. It didn't affect those at all. So that's very easy to do in this program. So the next thing that I did that you didn't see was I had basically the 3-dot separator between scenes that is common to a lot of writers. And I didn't want the 3 dots. So what I did was I did a style sheet called Scene Ornaments. And as you can see, the font I used was Vintage Decorative Signs 2 and regular and at 24 point. And then what I did was I went back in on this version, I'll write in Affinity, and this is actually a Shift 6 that is what creates this symbol. So I replaced my 3 dots with an upper capitalized 6 in the vintage font, and it produced this symbol for my divider. So it was a very simple thing to incorporate, and now anytime I hit one of those, I will just simply go over here and under my scene ornaments, I'll use that and have this pop up every time. So that's what we did for those 2 things. So the next thing I really want to focus on here is I talked briefly about, let's go over here to content. I talked about hyphenation. And I became curious as to what they were regarding as minimum score and hyphenation zones, which are these last 4. And so it's really a good idea to get the amount of hyphenation that you want for your particular novel. So I've got to click out of it. I'm going to click back onto that page. So what I'm going to walk you through a process on how to optimize so you get exactly the amount of hyphenation that you think is a good balance for you and for the appearance of your novel. And so as you will notice, I did check auto hyphenation here. And this is my regular content style. This is the block of type that I'm going to use on all my pages. Then I went to the minimum word length. And in this way, I'm forcing the program to not hyphenate words that are shorter than 6 letters. I'm saying the minimum prefix to hyphenate should be a 3. So if you have a word like renewal, where it would want to hyphenate it RE hyphen, I'm saying no, that's not enough letters to hyphenate. So I'm telling it would have to go to at least 3. So say your word was procrastinate, then it can go to PRO, and that would be acceptable. So I would have PRO hyphen. So the same thing goes with your suffix, is I did not want the machine to hyphenate leaving an ED um, uh, on the last line. I wanted it to push that out to at least a 3 in my testing, and the maximum consecutive hyphens that I chose was 3. So as you notice, there's still 5 possible other conditions that I haven't played with. And if you are sensitive to your hyphens, then you'll want to play with actually all of these where they would apply to you. I don't have any columns in my book, so this one's not going to apply. The paragraph end zone, capital zone, and the hyphenation zone might apply. There is going to be a condition of capitalizations that I will have, and I'll show you that briefly. Let's go out of this. So I'm going to come back in and have a scene break style that I will create. And I'm going to ask that scene break style to capitalize the first 3 words of the lead sentence after a scene break. And I'm going to ask it to move this flush left instead of indenting it. And that will create a more striking visual for the reader to really have them understand that this is a scene break and we're moving from one setting here to a different setting here. So the reader has a more notable transition. So I am going to have the 3 words capitalized here, and I will do that in a style as well. So when you go back to hyphenation and you see where it says capital zone, I don't anticipate having any hyphenation in my capitals, but potentially if your manuscript has sections that have a lot of capitalizations, then you can encounter hyphenations, and that would be where this applies. So as you explore, I think you should set up your minimums here with what you think you want for your text. And then I'm going to suggest that you do this. Let me take you out of here and over here. Let's get rid of that. And I'm going to pull up my notes. All right, and what I want you to do is to go through, so this is page 1, and it has 1, 2, 3, it has 3. So I'm going to say 3, that's page 1. And page 2, we're counting hyphens. 1, 2. Okay, page 2 has 2. Page 3 has 1, let's see, 2. It has 2. What we're looking for is the page in the first chapter with the most hyphenations. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 in that page. And you're going to use that as your test page. So let's see what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3 in a row, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's, oh, we have 8. So that's 8 on that next page. So that's a lot of hyphens. So that would be a good test page to work on with those. Okay, this is 1, 2. This one has 2. And This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So most of these pages are around 2, which is very good. But I have 1, 6 and 1, 8, and then this one has 1. Okay, so that's my first chapter. These represent my first chapter. So this is page 1, 2, 3, 4. So page 5 and page 7 are problematic. So I'm going to go to page 5, which is showing up as having the most hyphenations. And so I want to go back into content, and I'll start making adjustments here. I might come in here and say, okay, let's go, and then apply that and see if it changed anything. Okay, we had 8 on this page. So let's see. We're now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Didn't change anything. All right. So let's, it didn't apply that. So let's do 5, and then we're going to okay. Let's see if it applied. It's not applying it. Oh, well, look at this. Anyway, so I'm going to try 2 on the hyphenation zone. And what you're going to be looking for is changes. And like I said, it didn't apply that either. I'll find out why things are not applying to, it should apply to my selection over here. And we want things to apply, but these are not responding to my changes. But my suggestion is I will come back in here. I will try to adjust and see if I can alter having 8 on this page. And what I may end up doing is come in on my own. This ended up being pretty tight, this sentence or this line. So I may come in and manually figure this out. And so I would go back to here. Well, I'll have to see how they do that in this program as well. Oh, nothing's responding. All right, so I'll figure it out. But I do want to adjust the pages that are heavier with a hyphenation. And I have 2 in this first chapter that are that way. The pages that I have that are 2 and 3 hyphenations a page are probably going to be left alone. So I'll adjust my my settings to lower these 2 numbers, the 8 and the 6. And I recommend you do so as well. I haven't used this program in probably 4 or 5 days, so it may be paused or something because nothing is responding properly. So I will reboot it and probably get it to run properly. But I did want to tell you to try to do that. I'll come back and update you on how I solved this problem, which is not being solved manually either at this point. But there are solutions to your hyphenation. I personally am going to shoot for 2 or 3 hyphenations per reading page, and probably not more than that. So anything that goes over that, I'm going to take a look at and come in and try to correct. I also have noticed that I now have a gap at the bottom of this page. So again, I'm having a slight problem here with the program not responding to me the way I think it should. So I'll reboot it. This is life. Programs are glitchy, you know. It's just part of how we deal with things. And I'll be back in the next video and talk about hyphenation a little bit more. And also, I'll take you into what this chapter is actually going to look like. I will also do a drop cap for you and the capitalization that we talked about that is going to lead at the beginning of scene breaks. I'll do that for you as well. And you know, be willing, like I said, on your test. This is the working test file. Be willing to mess around and make mistakes and have problems and solve them. Part of doing a new program is discovering how it operates and functions and how it solves its problems. So that's it for today, and I'll catch you on the next one.